Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you guys had a great Thursday. Looks like we've already got some people in the chat. We're going to wait to build up just a few more. While we're doing that, let's see here. Hold on a second, guys. I did not update the chat in my software. If you give me a second, I will fix that issue. And it only takes a second. So let's see here. We're going to do this and that and that and this and push these buttons and bam. Chat is now a real thing. It's a real thing for everybody to see. Okay, let's see. Trying to let me get this all set up over here. Forgive me for my YouTube indiscretions. It's been a quite a time. Looks like most of you are members, so most of you know exactly what's going on. We're not. I'm not in the business of making that super public, but it is what it is. So, um, let's see. We're gonna go with Rose. Attitude number two. Rose, you are deterred. We got Loretta's in the house, West Virginia Pappy. We got Mike. Let's see here. Bradley's in the house, Cool Colt. And if I've missed anybody else, thank you, Bradley, for the 5x5, as well as Ian and Cool using those fancy icons that you pay for. I love it. I need to make you guys some more of those things. I'm actually going to be working on some of that stuff this weekend. Rural showed up. Good to see Cuck V watching from the People's Republic of Michigan. How's my sound in here? Because I mean, I got enough stuff on the walls. As you can tell, I'm back in Virginia. Clint is in the house. We got Lorette. There we go. But does my is my sound is like I can move the mic closer, I guess. But I got to be careful of my man voice, because it'll get out of control real fast. All right, Lisa. Sound is clean and clear. Good sound. Nice. All right. Appreciate you guys. Let me see here. Let me adjust this window real quick. So, today is pretty much just kind of like a hangout. I don't have anything prepared for No, I don't want to give you Google feedback, you stupid machine. It's like they always, hey, would you like to tell us more? No, I wouldn't. I'd like to do what I'm doing right now on my own damn computer. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see here. Josh Joe LeCount. Good morning from Oklahoma. Good morning, Josh. I don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Laszlo's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. It's like everybody slowly popping in here. Like I said, I don't really have anything particular that I have queued up. To be honest with you, it's been quite a week, but I will have some backup stuff to talk about if you cannot carry the stream. Let's see here. Um, You know what? I'm gonna go. I wouldn't normally do this, but while I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what to do, I wanted to tell you about. I, um, I, I, I apparently offended one of my fellow YouTube preppers. Um, it was not intentional. I had some things to say that he didn't like that I didn't think were that, be honest with you, that abrasive. I would think that people would have a thicker skin, but hey, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. To each their own, and I'm going to respect that. So I've already written him if he's watching or any one of his clan, because I know he's got 3 or 4 people that are in his crew that watch my videos, and that's pretty cool. So if you could relay this to him, that would be great. That way we can knock that out. I've already written him a written apology because I think that it was warranted since he wrote me, a couple of paragraphs on what he thought. So it is what it is. All right, Gnostic is in the house. We got Pamlico Prepper. Good morning. Yeah, Pamlico, I'm up in Virginia now, so sorry, bro. We'll have to figure something else at a different time. Loretta, what are your thoughts on the drones? I'm thinking it's our own government. Well, so I, Loretta, Loretta, did you watch my video that I put out last night on drones? Interesting. Not calling anybody out here because it is what it is. It's not what I pushed the wrong. No, I didn't. I pushed the right button. But yeah, I did a 22-minute long video on what I thought about drones last night. So yeah, at this point, it's too difficult. Who is no, I missed it. So no worries. No sad faces. No sad faces. But when we're done with this, go back and watch the video. And because it's actually a very, very detailed analysis. It's something I don't normally do. because as many of the things in my old life that I can like just forget about, the better. But it brings up skills and knowledge and task space that I'm not a fan of anymore. So, but it is what it is. I decided you guys would like a very detailed analysis of the drone situation. But the likelihood of it being a an Iranian mothership is extremely low. In fact, somebody posted in the Discord last night that both of the Iranian mother ships were still currently in port in Iran. So unless they snuck one over here that no one seems to be able to find, then that idea is bomb. Now, once again, I'll throw a disclaimer out there and say even the smartest people in the world are wrong from time to time, and I am definitely one of those people, the people who are wrong. But you have to look at this logically. There's the drones clearly are uh it's hard to tell what they're doing. I heard something either last night or this morning about how they're using drones to scan for a dirty bomb or something like that. And it's like, okay, that's great. That's great. But I've never seen any drone like that. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means that I've seen a lot of freaking military drones. Some drones people shouldn't even know about. And but these drones were like they're basically like breaking all the rules. Now I'll be honest with you. There was some weird stuff going on. And I think the problem is that the government isn't telling us anything. They're just telling us there's no evidence to support that these are there's anything nefarious going on. They're kind of presenting it as it's a couple of kids in their garage making stuff, which is very possible. I said in my video yesterday that the the personal computer was invented in freaking a garage, you know. So is it possible they could build these automobile size? I won't say SUV because that's just ridiculous. People are their eyes are playing tricks on them at a certain point. These automobile sized drones, um, and it's very possible to build these things. I mean, all you really have to do is just Google large drone, and you can see some of these drones that are size of cars that are made by companies. One of the reports was that a New Jersey State Police helicopter attempted to approach one of them, and it turned off its lights and disappeared. Um, some of that is possible. It really would depend on. So let's use that as our test case. All right. So let's pretend that the New Jersey State Police bought the crappiest helicopter they could find with nothing on it other than, a stick and an altimeter and a wind speed, gauge. Um and that's what they fly around with their handheld CB radios because that's what the New Jersey State Police can afford. Let's pretend that that actually happened. A drone, it would be difficult to outrun a helicopter. Okay. But it could accelerate it from it quickly and possibly get lost in the dark. Okay. So that's the mentality. All right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Police helicopters now are technologically advanced. They're not Apache gunships. That's not what they are. But almost every single one of them, because helicopters are used for search and rescue operations. Okay. They're almost all equipped with some kind of what they call FLIR, forward-looking infrared tracking system that is part of a light slash thermal imager that the co-pilot or the navigator could operate with however they want to do whatever they want to call these people that are in the second seat. And I'm positive that the first thing that they would have done when they saw one of these things was to lock onto it. Now, at that point, it's a thermal signature and it's not going to get away. It's got to be moving like hundreds of miles an hour. Okay. For instance, the FLIR that's in the F-18 is very similar to the FLIR that's inside of a lot of these law enforcement helicopters, and the that FLIR wasn't losing, like when they show pictures of the aliens and stuff, wasn't losing these aliens at hundreds. Not only is the aircraft moving at hundreds of miles an hour, but these other objects that they were tracking were moving at hundreds of miles an hour. Okay. And the only reason they had lost them was because they literally stopped midair and then shot straight up to 80,000 feet within seconds. So the technology can't look through the aircraft, and things like that. So with that said, there's uh, a very low likelihood that once the FLIR had been locked on to whatever this drone was, that it was going to get away whether its lights were on or off. So I just don't know what it is. Let me go to the chat here real quick, guys. I'm gonna move the chat over here so that it looks like I'm looking at you. Let's see, what do we got here? Ian, Josh, good morning, Cup V, Laszlo. All right, let's see here. Moisa, no, I missed it. Which if you did sneak over, was it allowed? Which if it did sneak over was allowed? I think you're Gnostic, you're making reference to some kind of border crossing. It's either spying or something more nefarious, just my opinion. Gotcha, Loretta. Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I went into a pretty detailed analysis last night. So if you're really serious about wanting some real thought about these drones, please go watch that video when we're done here. But let's see, the guy is building real life Iron Man near gear in his garage. That's a possibility. Unfortunately, these are things are all there's more than one of them, and they fly in formation. Let's see here. Rose says same old story as years back. Denial till till who knows. Gotcha. Um, let's see here. Pamlico says drone was a good video last night. Thank you. They could be setting up a false flag. There's a possibility there. There's a possibility there. But the thing with the government guys is that they're just really just dialing it in these days. It used to be like the CIA and the NSA and, the guy, Men in Black or whatever you want to call these people. They were just really good at their jobs. Their give a F meter has just been pegged. They just don't care anymore. Maybe they see that the light at the end of the tunnel is really a freight train getting ready to run them over, Captain Red Tie driving it. I don't know what is going on. Maybe they're trying to push something, trying to make something happen. Maybe that false flag is connected to something else. It's just like every time they bring up a reason, uh, you know, nobody's buying their crap. It's more probable that a bunch of freaking college kids got together and built a bunch of drones and had them all fly together. Because I'll be honest with you, I've never seen the light configuration. It's like there was an attempt to make lights that were FAA certified, red, green, you know what I'm saying, left, right, that kind of thing. You know, but these big lights that they have in the middle of them, they're completely useless because they're not takeoff or landing lights, so they're not really following any rules, and it's like they're just doing it to do it. And I'm here to tell you guys. So if these are military drones, there would be no giant, odd-looking light in the middle of this thing. It's like, what is this for? You know? It would have the necessary FAA lights, and then it would be able to black them out. Just flip the switch and turn them off. Because I'm here to tell you, in country, they don't freaking operate with no damn lights on. So it's there's capabilities that are out there that some people seen, some people haven't seen. But whoever is doing this, um, they're more in fear of being found out than anything else. And honestly, I think that the drones will just disappear. I think that the drones will disappear because it's like, okay, we did it. Whoever it is, whether it's China or Russia or Billy Bob in his garage with his 12 friends that go to college together, You know, it's just going to be we did it, and it's just going to disappear. You know, here's the funny thing. Where are these drones taking off from? Where are these drones landing? Okay, and the areas that they're flying in, I hate to tell you this, guys, but the areas that they're flying in, the radar can see those drones. Um, and it's just super weird. It's super weird that there's no report of these things. Once you get out of certain zones, radars can't see you unless you're above 500 feet. But when you fly next to the Picatinny Arsenal, when you fly next to an airport, you know what I'm saying? Those radars can see you. It's line of sight, brosif. So, it's like none of this makes any sense. But yeah, Pamlico, it could be a false flag. I would say there's a likelihood of that. Let's see here. Kadich says one of my friends who lives near NAS Fallon saw several drones the other night, and they were told they were launching Starlink satellites. They all believed it. Oh my God! Is oh my God! I mean, are we just a world? Are we just a country of stupid people now? Have we not watched a Starlink satellite launch? That's crazy. I would be in Catitude. I would be interested in knowing who told these people that, because there's where your lies can actually be found. Civil Defense says, and Civil Defense, good morning. Friday the 13th, folks, stay alert. I know, bad news Friday, right? And it's Friday the 13th? Yeah. Yeah, just be the end of the world. Don't worry about it, man. You can't prep for that anyway. Bradley said, I would think a drone could outmaneuver a regular helicopter. Yes. Angular, yes. Distance, no. Speed, no. It can't go as fast as a regular helicopter. Let's see here. Something definitely going to happen before Christmas inauguration. I can feel it in my bones, down in my guts. I mean, it's a possibility, but let's not play the fear game because it's fruitless. You know what I'm saying? Just keep prepping and you'll be fine, no matter what happens. Unless it's an asteroid and you're going to die anyway, or it's a 7,000 foot tidal wave or tsunami, you're going to die anyway. I mean, so there's no way to prepare for things like that. Just get your space suit and make sure it floats. That's what I'm going to put on my next T-shirt. Get your space suit and make sure it floats. Let's see here. Gnostic said the Iran mothership. That comment was from when you brought it up. Got it. Let's see here. Ian says it's all misdirection for something else. Yeah, very possible. That is very possible. I'm trying to move this window and it's not doing what I wanted to do. I'm trying to adjust things so I can see things better, more better. All right, let's see here. It's all misdirection. Cargo ship container. Yeah, I mean that's a possibility. That's a possibility. But the thing is these drones have to land someplace and they have to be held. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is there like a cargo ship container that's like, opening up and then they launch and then they fly back and they land inside? Is that all possible? Yeah, but I mean, cargo ships move. They're rarely stationary. So is there some nefarious plan to have this just different cargo ships? Make sure you stack this one on the top, Johnny. Is that possible? Yeah, that's very possible. It's kind of ingenious if you think about it, because then they can put like a whole buttload of these things, and then when they get close enough to the United States, they pop their little open up hatches, and they gather information, and they fly back out to the ocean and crash or land or something. But the thing is that the crew of the ship would see that happening, so they would have to be part of the game. Are they? Another question to be answered. Let's see here. It'll be over. Bradley says it'll be over soon. That funny guy did crop circles for years before coming out about it. I know, right? Rose says there are some companies out there that are putting displays or putting on displays. Maybe have got interest started. I don't know what that reference is to, Rose, but I'm going to think of it as something positive. All right, guys, do we have more to talk about on this drone thing, or is there a new subject? Please do something. I'm going to drink some coffee. We're 20 minutes into this. I do have something to read to you later on, but I'm going to drink this coffee. And it was kind of funny yesterday, too. the in that video, Bobby from Refuge Medical actually called me. It was weird. It was on my phone, like where it shows like the picture and the name and everything. It was in my phone already. It said Refuge Medical. No, it said Refuge, and I couldn't screenshot it fast enough. I had to answer it, so I talked to him. Basically, I had ordered some stuff. If you guys are Oh, what the hell? Let's do it early. If you guys didn't know, Refuge Medical makes the best medical equipment on the planet. Yesterday, during their Wednesday live stream, no, was it yesterday? No, day before yesterday, during on Wednesday, they were doing their live stream. They weren't doing a giveaway, but what they were doing is they were giving away an online stop the bleed course that's actually like live. It's going to be happening on the 22nd, I believe. Is There may be some slots and what they were offering was is if you bought at least $50 worth of gear, that they would give you the course for free. Dude, yes, thank you very much. I will be doing that. And so that's what I'll be doing on the 22nd. That's like a week from now or 10 days from now, something like that. And I ordered a beanie and a training kit. It's got like tourniquet kits and training Z-fold gauze and stuff like that. So I will be using that, and I'll probably be making some videos with it as well. So, in the interim, guys, if you want to buy some of the refuge gear, I highly recommend it. You can save some money there on the screen. You can see using that code, and yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm going to read a letter from him later on in the stream, but since we kind of jumped into that, I figured I would throw it at you. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Simpsons predicted grid down Sunday. They sim All right, Gnostic. They predicted that the grid would go down this Sunday or just something called grid down Sunday. That's a serious question. I really want to know. Mr. J showed up. Good to see him. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. All right, let's see here. Yes, sir. What? This Sunday. I see. That's interesting. Huh. Let's see. I typed in Simpsons predict the grids will go down. Prediction 2024 outcome. Simpson produce reveals funniest prediction. This is 2 weeks ago. Okay, let's see here. I'm not showing it because I don't know what will actually show up on the screen. Festival of 69-year-old exclusive. Los Angeles. Simpsons. Lisa Simpson in the future. Let me see here. Control F grid. I got that power. Okay. Greed is powerful and nothing. I got nothing on that one. We'll have to take your word for it. I was going to show it to somebody, but I'm going to, what we got here? Let's go. Control F grid. Power, that's not going to work. Power of prediction. There's three of them. Two. Where's the third one? All right, so that's time wasted. All right, good. Nice. Okay, cool. And let's go back to the chat. Let's go back to the chat. I saw it on X, so it has to be true. There you go. I got you, bro. Okay, so what's our next subject going to be, guys? I've already paid some bills. The only thing we haven't done is America, but I want to save that for the half-hour mark, like I normally do. It kind of helps with everything that is going on here. So if you could please put something in the chat that we can talk about, and if you don't, then I will find something hidden away in my email that could be something you would really, really like to know about. Let's see here. While you're doing that, let's see here. Some of the stupid news. Chastity devices are the number one sex trend in 2024. The number of Canadians using medical assistance in dying reached an all-time high of 15,000 in 2023. Three more people have filed a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that they were drugged and then raped as recently as 2022. An FBI informant pled guilty to lying about a bribe that the Biden family received from a Ukrainian businessman. Let me read that one again. I just feel like we're going to find out. We're going to get like on January 20th, everything is going to be January 21st. Everything is going to be declassified and the world is going to freaking explode. An FBI informant pled guilty to lying about a bribe that the Biden family received from a Ukrainian businessman. Interesting. A new report published by Reporters Without Borders, accuses the Israeli army of killing 18 journalists, 2 in Lebanon and 16 in Gaza. The FBI director, Christopher Wray, announced that he will resign when President-elect Trump takes office, even though his replacement was already nominated, so he would be out anyway. You guys know the deal on that, right? So he's a government employee, right? And so if he resigns, then his status still stays favorable. He could possibly still maintain a security clearance, all sorts of really good stuff. But the thing is that after 4 years, if the blue ties are able to take back control, he could easily be back in government without a black mark on his record. If he were fired, then he would be done from government service the rest of his life, and he's probably going to lose his pension and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that's why he resigned. And by the way, he's like, I'm resigning. I'm not telling you the exact date, but I'm resigning as of whatever, and Trump's bad, and blah, 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 He's a shyster. Hamas reportedly may concede Israeli troops' presence in Gaza if it leads to a ceasefire deal. Interesting stuff, guys. Interesting stuff. All right, I'm going to go back and check the chat and see if you guys are supporting the channel properly. Let's see. Let's see here. It looks like Simpsons show was over 15 predictions that have come true. Yeah, I know. It's really weird. It's like he has a time machine. It's like he has a time machine. Bradley says, how many people did Biden pardon? I don't know. As I understand it, there were more after his son. Let's find out. How many people has Biden pardoned? Question mark. Let's see here. 9 hours ago, Wikipedia. How many? Oh, excuse me. Let's see here. List of people pardoned but granted clemency by the President of the United States. Interesting. Okay. George Washington, 16 parties. We're just going to go to the bottom of the list. Let's see here. Joe Biden. This is really weird. Um, oh, well, apparently he pardoned 6,500 people for simple possession of marijuana and his son. So that's that 6,501. And according to this, he has done 8,000 pardons, 8,026, 27 pardons. So I don't know who he's pardoning, and I don't know, how many. Let's go to the bottom of this list. Maybe it's down here. Joe Biden. Let's see here. He's pardoned Abram. Bolden looks like his first pardon was on the 20th or 2002. Abram Bolden, an American former U.S. Secret Service agent and first African American Secret Service agent assigned to the President Protective Division. He was charged and convicted of bribery in 1964. He was charged and convicted in 1964, and now he's getting a pardon. Let's see here. Biden in October 2022, Biden granted clemency to Faraki Flores, Efrain Antonio Campo Flores. Two Venezuelans are nephews of Nicolas Maduro's wife, involved in the Narco Sobrinos affair of 2015 as part of the prisoner exchange. Among the released American detainees, 5 oil executives, part of the group known as the Citgo Six. You know what? Let's just scroll down to okay, so that's pardon for his son. Um, let's see here. It says that on April 24th, Biden pardoned 11 people, but it says that a certificate is needed. On December 20th, 2023, Biden pardoned Colombian businessman Alex Saab as part of a prisoner exchange with Venezuela. Um, let's see here. On September September 2023, Kavev Asarabi for he pardoned him for conspiracy to act as an unregistered agent of a foreign principal, acting as an unregistered agent of a foreign principal in 2021. Amen Hashfad for conspiracy to unlawfully export technology to Iran and to defraud the United States, unlawful export of technology to Iran. Reza Shungfapur Kafrani for conspiracy to unlawfully export goods to Iran via the United Arab Emirates and to defraud the United States, unlawful exports and attempted unlawful exports of goods to Iran via the United Arab Emirates, 2 counts, failure to file electronic export information, international money laundering, 6 counts. So it looks like he's actually, that's not nefarious at all, is it? That stuff that I just read you, that's not even questionably nefarious, is it? You know? Let's see here. Mr. J says, what happens when the drones get whatever information they're gathering? They're gone. They're gone. They're going to leave. They're going to get what they came for and they're going to leave. What they're gathering, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say what's in New Jersey. That's what I'll tell you. Let's see. Time made, West Virginia Pappy said, time made, uh, Trump made Times Person of the Year. Yep. Uh, let's see here. Tuckfee says, how do you get sound back on YouTube channel I watched? Started yesterday, no sound. All of the channels sound. Have restarted phone. Yeah, that's really weird. That's really weird. I think the phone's the problem. Wasn't the head of an Rose says wasn't the head of FBI a Trump appointment? He was. Yes, he was. He is a Trump appointment. But what we've got to do is and I can't make excuses. You know what I'm saying? Trump is a businessman. Businessmen make mistakes just like every other human being. So had to get rid of the other guy because he was just a flat out liar. Because every time he'd come, he kept visiting the White House and telling Trump that everything was fine. We've got everything under control. Don't worry, sir. And he kept coming and telling him that like every freaking week. And then finally, Trump said, "So how's things going?" "They're going great, sir. Everything's under control. Don't worry about it." And he's like, "You're lying to me. You're fired." You know what I'm saying? And he had to get rid of the guy. Which, and then that just gave them the opportunity to go write a book about a bunch of shit that's not even true. So, and then he put Ray in as director of the FBI, and Ray was doing some good things while Trump was in office. Once Trump left office, Ray started doing some really crappy stuff. We all know about, going after, parents of people who speak out at high school, gatherings and things like, just the dumbest things ever, and Ray was all part of that as well. Um, I'll give it to Ray. He was able to keep his composure over, I would say 99.9% of all the hearings that he went to. But then he decided to stop coming to the hearings, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're definitely done, buddy. So, but yeah, he was a Trump appointee. I think this time around, things are going to be very different, and I think that what Trump will probably end up doing is, um, when you are a career government official, there's a certain like track that you're on. You know what I'm saying? You're like a tier above all the other government servants, and you truly serve at the behest of the President of the United States. He can kick you out anytime he wants to. And I think what's going to happen is one, he's picking all these people that he can trust, that he actually like, hey, I've been watching you. I mean, guys, you got to think about this. Captain Red Tie has been preparing for this moment since 2020. I mean, think about it. And probably since 2016. Um, and so he is very different now than he was before. He's very measured. He's very calm. Um, he seems very much more humbled and more of what we would be looking at as a true world leader. And I think he's been exhibiting that very quite easily, actually, because it's like now he knows how the sausage is made and now he knows how the game is played. Because during his 4 years, he was literally just fighting every day to get things done. And so now he's had like 8 years to figure this out. And so, yeah, I think the people that he's picking are going to go forward and do good things. I think we just have to be aware that some of these people are hammers. And in the beginning, that's what you need. And so some of these people are going to be, they're going to be promoted by the left as extremists, as radicals, as inhuman. They're going to be, every name is going to be thrown at these people that anybody could possibly even think about. Okay. Um, I mean, they're literally like telling people that, Hegseth is a sexual predator, an alcoholic sexual predator who can't manage organizational money. And it's like, okay, well, show us your proof, show us your sources. They just went after what they thought was the weakest target, and they found out that he's not. So now they don't know what to do. So, let's see here. Cindy's, hey, good morning, Cindy. Good to see you. Let's see here. Gnostic said these are pardons. Yikes. Yep, there you go. Rose says all the pardons to make him look like a good guy on his way out. Lady in India received a pardon, clemency for nonviolent drug charges. Yeah, he 6,500 people he gave a pardon to nationally for nonviolent drug charges. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy says Trump has one of the most diverse cabinets ever. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. In fact, the lamestream media tried in the very beginning to um, present his cabinet picks as just a bunch of old white dudes. They really tried, but then people are like, "Well, and we're gonna have a real problem with that when we start talking about like the director of the FBI, director of the National Intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Multicultural, female. I mean, this is ridiculous, and it's literally just a bag of lies. So, let's see here. Where are we at here? Dems are even blasting former Dems. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, of course. You've betrayed the party. Dems now are more acting and speaking more like socialists than ever before. Basically, the ones that made it into power, that are in the public eye, they are uh, speaking out and saying things that they would not have said to get elected. And I honestly think that the Democrat citizenry should be taking a very hard look at what their representatives are saying, because they're starting to act in manners that are reminiscent of the Soviet Socialist Republic, okay, the USSR. The party above all else is what they're basically promoting. And it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. So, all right, guys, we got to the halfway point in the show. If you could do me a favor, if you love your country, put a number one in the chat. And I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm going to talk some shite. I'm going to tell you about some things that I know and that I don't know, and answer any questions that you have. So, in the process of you getting carpal tunnel and your thumbs rapidly as possible, you know what? I'm going to join in. I'm going to give you guys lots of 100%, 100%, 100%, and how much I love when you do all of this stuff. We're going to do a little bit of mutual fingering here, is what we're doing. Yes, and you know what I mean. So, I'm going to drink that coffee, and someone is going to put the next subject in the chat so that I don't have to look one up, because it's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. Feel sorry for me. All right. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna look while you guys are thinking about what you're gonna put. Let's see here. While you're putting that in there, I just ran across this article that says President Biden announces that he has issued pardons 39 people and granted clemency to 1,500 others. The White House did not announce the names of any pardon or clemency receipts, but it did say that it was the quote the most ever in a single day, and that's quite the record to have. What a scumbag! The White House says that recipients have quote, showed successful rehabilitation and have shown commitment to making their community stronger and safer. I'm also committed in the sentences of nearly 1,500 people who are serving long prison sentences, many of whom have received lower sentences in charged under today's laws, prices, and practices. Blah 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 blah. Uh, these commu- commutation receipts who were placed on home confinement during the COVID pandemic have successfully reintegrated into their families and communities and have shown they deserve a second chance. So basically, the people they couldn't put in prison because of COVID, then said you're a bad kid and you stay in your house, and now you're all pardoned. All right, let's see here. What's man of the year? What's trendy? Don't care. That's just stupid. That's just stupid. I wonder if we can watch that. It's dangerous. Panera's caffeinated, Panera's caffeinated charged lemon blamed for college student's death in a lawsuit. Oh my God. Or I'm not watching that. We're not doing nothing with that. That's just freaking stupid. It's dumb. All right, let's see here. Good morning. Little dry creek rag showed up. What's going on, man? Uh, Missing viruses from Aussie Lab? I have not heard anything about that. It's like the virus. It was here in this tube yesterday. Has anybody seen that virus, mate? That doesn't sound right at all. Let's see here. Rocket stoves with all the snowstorm happening, especially for those in NC. What are you talking about? Is it snowing real hard up in the mountains, West Virginia, Pappy? I hadn't heard anything about that. I know there's a winter storm out there, but I thought that was mostly further north. Let's see here. Snow in North Carolina. Snow in NC. We're just gonna type that. Snow in NC. Let's see. North Carolina experiences snowfall. No, that's just yeah. I want snow in Charlotte. What is that all about?
And good morning on our weather agenda.
All right, I guess we're gonna let me push this button real quick, see if this works. All right, look at that. All right, play.
There's a live picture, blowing rock. A little traffic there on the highway in downtown. They're going slow, which is
That
good
was from
because
2 years ago. We're not watching
temperatures.
that. That's insane. That's why I hate doing. That's why I hate doing the stuff that's like not planned because it's like, what are you watching? It's just ridiculous. It's from 2 years ago. Temps fell for the tent living folks. Yeah, I got you. All right, so rocket stoves. I love rocket stoves. I one of the I keep the cheapest brick that you can buy is like real bricks, like paver bricks, is just red brick. And so I actually will keep about 30 to 35 red bricks just sitting around because you can actually take that and create a rocket stove. And it works really freaking good. You don't have to like put any kind of what do they call it? What do they call it when you stick it in between you don't have to make it permanent. You can literally just stack them into a little square, create an opening on the bottom, throw your sticks into the bottom. It gets incredibly hot. You can boil water like unbelievably. It's crazy. And then you can also stack the stove higher to control temperature for like what you're trying to cook. And believe it or not, the stove is lower or should I say the the tube that you've created is actually not tall. The temperature is not as hot, whereas the taller you stack it, so maybe you get it to be like 8 inches to a foot above the burn area, the temperature is incredibly hot because it gives the what basically you get like a little fire tornado going inside there. It gives it an opportunity to like the oxygen to really get in there and try to get out through the heat. And then just make sure that you put some spacers in there so you don't like snuff your fire out, you know? Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy said, I've seen metal ones pre-made. Absolutely. I do like them, but so it's like, what do you use that for? I mean, what's the primary function of buying a a pre-made rocket stove. I mean, the only thing you can do is like take it camping and then like use it to cook food. That's really all there is. But I mean, if I'm going to go camping and I'm going to cook food, I'm just going to make a campfire. Um, and one thing about the rocket stove, if you make it out of the red brick, is that you can use it to heat a small area because that brick is actually going to retain the heat longer than that metal. Because once your rocket stove is done burning, it's not going to emit any heat anymore. It's just going to be the oxygen, the atmosphere will suck the heat right out of the metal. So there's that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just an observation. Um, but I like making them. I like making them. Now I can't. I don't want to carry 36 bricks out into the middle of nowhere and do you know whatever's. But if I were making for say maybe a prepper camp, maybe a bug out location, maybe every time I go out there, I take 2 or 3 bricks with me. There's an idea. That's a thought. And then one day I've got enough to make a rocket stove. Hmm. Or whatever, a pizza oven. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Let's see here. Little Dry Creeks says, I've been making my own horse dung fire bricks. That's interesting. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, do they smell when you burn them? I'm curious. Rose says some areas when camping not allowed to dig for fire pit, fires, rocket stoves. Oh, there, gotcha. Oh, there you go. There you go. So now we have a solution with the problem. I like it. I like it. But yeah, I mean, I've got a portable fire pit that I use. It's like just flat steel that's cut in specific. You put it together like a Jenga, but it's not. It's great for having a fire, but the fire doesn't breathe very well. No smell at all. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. I know people that collect newspapers and make these newspaper fire bricks. Um, they look like loaves of bread when you're done, but it takes a long time because you have to really let them dry out, and you've got to like put lots of weight on them to squash the water out of them. So it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so we're moving up on 9:47. If you guys want this thing, you want this stream to continue, I'm going to need you guys to put some suggestions in the chat because I'm running out of go-go juice. Newspaper bricks are made the same way, just without the turds. Gotcha, bro. Yeah, I've seen videos on how to do all that stuff. I think it's all pretty interesting as long as you have access to lots of newspaper. I know there are some people that actually do it with all their junk mail. And they'll purposely like sign up for stuff so that they get junk mail sent to them, and then they can turn those into fire bricks. I know a guy. There's one guy that I watched who did it. Who does it with what is it? 5 gallon jugs or 5 gallon buckets. He basically uh, I don't remember the exact process, but it's something to the effect of, filling up the one bucket full of all this paper, right? And then you pour water into it, and then you take another bucket and put that into on top of that inside of that bucket, and pour water into that, and that's the weight that you use to squash it out. And then you just keep pouring water into the top bucket as water in the bottom bucket is squashed out. I don't know all of the particulars of that. I'm sure there's some clamping or some vicing that's required, but it's a thing. It's a process. So, and it also sounds like something that you could probably do in a couple of like you could do like several bricks per month and then get a cycle going. But once again, it's all about your ability to get your hands on all of this paper, essentially. So. All right, let's see here. I'm not seeing anything in the chat, guys, and you know what that means. That means it's time to stop chatting. So I'm gonna drink a sip of coffee and see if there's anything else that you want to talk about. If not, we're gonna call this and have a great weekend, that kind of thing. Let's see. Rose says, friend when in college worked at Mackinac Island. Students known to have sold road apples to tourists. Interesting. For those of you that don't know what a road apple is, that's horse poop. Uh, that's interesting. Interesting stuff. Okay, well, it looks like the stream has come to an end. Once again, I'm sorry for not having uh, live streams this last week. You know, due to a family issue that had to be something had to be done about. Um, I will still continue to make the members videos as often as I can. I can tell you that some of my next videos are going to be. Hold on. Oh, put that here. There we go. So my next videos, and hopefully you like the command center back there. My next videos, I got to apologize. This company sent me this radio, TID radio. They sent me this radio like 2 months ago. And then things started happening. And, I just, it kind of fell through the cracks. So it's going to be the TD H3. It's an awesome little video. I'm going to make or it's an awesome little radio. I will be making a video about this radio for that company in return for this radio. That's how I do business right now. We're going to be doing that. Then I'm also going to be doing a a couple of videos on these emergency food ration bars. Um, I've used these in the real world. They do work, but what I've never done is opened one up and ate it from October 2015. So yeah. Um, that's the date it was manufactured. Expiration date is October 30th. So this is let's say lot number expiration date. It doesn't say the year on it, but I know I've had this in one of my other kits for years, for years. So I'll be opening this up and eating it, and then I'm also going to be getting ordering some more modern ones and then doing a review on those. And then there's a so I bought this years ago, guys. It's called Hydro Pack. And it's they have discontinued this product, but this particular product, but another company has invested in the technology and now sells it. And so I'll be doing a video on this as well as the new company and how you can go find it. So this is an extremely interesting. This was designed for like, finding something to drink in like the streets of Africa where it's nothing but muddy water and shit like that. So I'll be doing a video on that. I just got to get a few things ordered and sent over here before I do it. So the first video will probably be on the TID radio. Let's see here. Where we got here? Newspaper bricks are made the same way. Rose says, thanks, Preps. I had to end with some levity. Good weekend, all. Appreciate your time. Good weekend. Yeah, definitely. West Virginia Pappy, check out Atlas Survival Shelter coming out with a $20,000 precast bunker. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and call it for the weekend. I shall see you guys on Monday. As usual, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on your way out the door. It's free and does help the channel. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you do that. Once again, that's free. Make sure you check your bells. Make sure that ring, ring, so you get your notification. Uh, and let's see. If you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description. So go and do that. Go and do that. And as usual, until next Monday. Stay safe. Have a great weekend, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye bye. I used to have a button for this. Day outro. There it is. Later.